and welcome to my channel, LuLu Live. In this video, I'm going to be doing this video is going to be a story time where I'm going to be telling a few different little stories or short stories of experiences that I've had in the past of a variety of types. Let's see. Hi, welcome to my channel, LuLu Live. In this video, I'm going to be doing a story time where I share 3 different mini stories, work-related, that I've experienced in the past several years. I mean, just turned 37 not that long ago. So the first story that I'm going to share was back when I think I was 19. Pretty sure I was 19. That story is a little embarrassing. I was, what I would say now, awkward, because, okay, this is what happened. So I was pretty sure I was with my boyfriend at the time, or a friend, somebody, and we were at the mall near where I used to live in New Jersey. And I was looking for a job, considering, working. So, I was thinking about having a job. I mean, I really didn't need the money, but like at the time, because my parents took very good care of me. Anything I wanted, they gave me pretty much. But, when you're at that age and you're like a young adult, you want to make your own money. So I was like, let me see if I can get a little job, part-time job, because I was going to college and everything. So I'm like, let me see, it'd be nice to make some money of my own, like a little extra money, spending money, gas money, whatever. So we're at the mall, and we go to Ruby Tuesdays. And I asked if they were hiring. I don't remember if there was a sign or not. I honestly don't remember the sign part. But I went in there and I asked if they were hiring, and I was interested in applying for a job as like a waitress. I never waitressed before, but I figured maybe I would consider it, get a feel for it, see what it's like, like talk to a manager and see if it's something I would consider and if they were interested in me. So, pretty sure they gave me a paper application, and I filled it out. I sat down with, I'm guessing it was my boyfriend, whoever I was with. I filled out the paper application, and I went to give it back to whoever gave it to me. I don't remember if it was the manager or just an associate. I really don't remember. And I swear to this day, I have no idea what they said to me, but I was pretty sure that they said, give me 5 minutes and we'll have an interview. So I think I sat down at a table and I just sat there. I'm pretty sure I was just sitting there, either inside the restaurant or outside the restaurant, because there was like a bench outside. And I don't remember where I sat and waited, but I know I waited, and I waited 5 minutes because I was pretty sure they said, give me 5 minutes and we'll interview you. Turns out that's not what they said. They said, they probably said, oh, we'll get back. We'll look at your resume and we'll get back to you. Something along those lines, if we find that we want to interview you. So I thought they said, give me 5 minutes. So I waited 5 minutes, went back to the person, the host or whoever, hostess at the podium, when you first walk into the restaurant, and I said, the manager said they wanted to interview me, and I'm guessing, assuming they went to the manager that was on duty, and they were like, she said that you were going to interview her, or something, whatever it was what they said to them. It was very awkward. I'm so embarrassed. And this was so many years ago. Like I said, I'm 37 now. This is when I was probably around 19 years old. 18, 19, something like that, and probably 19. And the manager was like confused because he was pretty sure that's not what he said, but he's probably like, all right, whatever, this girl is here. She's, you know, interested in working here, so let me just sit down with her real quick and interview her. So he did. I feel like I conned this guy into interviewing me. I'm such a dork. But yeah, like, so we wound up doing the, you know, why not? You probably figured, like, what the heck, she's here, she's interested, let's sit down and get to know her and tell him, you know, he told me what the job entailed, and, you know, how they always do, they tell you what the job entails and is it something you're interested in doing. You only get paid, and this is the part that I think, like, turned me away from wanting to be a waitress there or anything really. He said it was like $2, and I think it was, at the time, it was $2.45 plus tips. And I'm thinking to myself, the hourly part just wasn't for me. I'm the kind of person that, like, I like to get paid a higher wage, and then if there's tips or commission, you know, in addition to that, yes, please give it to me. But like, to start off at $2.45 an hour was not appealing to me whatsoever. But, you know, I got the interview I wanted. It was so weird. Such a weird, awkward position. Like, I must have made the guy feel so awkward, but he was probably like, you know, I was ridiculously persistent in the moment because I was like, oh, we're gonna have an interview. Like, I was excited. I was nervous and excited. But he was nice. It was kind of awkward because, like, he was not going to be interviewing me. He wasn't planning on interviewing me that moment, like that day in 5 minutes, and he was probably like confused as hell. So that was that story. I wrote it on a box yesterday because I was watching, you know, YouTube videos like I like to do. You know, I like to watch other people too, of course, and I was influenced to do videos like which inspired this video. Like, there are different stories that, like, I think about doing and then I forget. Like, these are things that I've thought about and I forgot. So I'm like, let me take this tissue box and write it down because I didn't have any paper around that I wanted to use. So, like, let me write it. So I had like notes around this tissue box. The next story that I'm going to share is another short story. I mean, like I said before, this is like 3 short stories. The other one was, I'll be honest, and like, the funny thing is, when I was inspired to eventually tell this story on my YouTube channel, LuLu Live, I went around telling the girls that I worked with at my most recent job. And I was like, I could tell this story on my channel and just say it was at another place. I could make up something or say it was at another job. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not there anymore. I could say whatever I want to say. And it's not like necessarily I'm not saying anything negative about the store because, to be honest, we did everything we were supposed to. So it's a funny story if you worked in retail, which I've done plenty of. So I want to say this was like around a month ago. I was at work and I was at the cash wrap, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was at the cash wrap because I was my job at that shift or whatever, like my job at many shifts, like, I don't know, I'm like, let me spit it out, I'm like rambling. So I was at the cash wrap bringing up customers, and it was kind of quiet that day. I don't know if it was a Tuesday or what, but it was like during the week on a slow day, like a slow weekday. And I was at work with like a bunch of the girls that I worked with. You know, we were like a family, I would say. That's the one good thing about my last job is, like, it inspired me to buy this shirt at New York Company before it closed down. Like, I bought this t-shirt there. It says "Empowered Women Empower." And I love this. And I feel like a lot of the girls that I had worked with at my last job, that's what we did. And we were like a sisterhood, which I love. Like the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, I don't know. I didn't really watch that movie, not all of it at least. So anyway, so we were working. It was like me and a bunch of girls. We were working. It was a very, very slow day, and I was in the cash wrap bringing customers if we had any. Allergies, and then like out of there, like just chilling, you know, going with the flow of the day. And I'm pretty sure that I was at the cash wrap though when this incident took place. So we're, you know, it was a very laid back shift for the most part because it was just so slow. It was quiet. So this woman, it was me and I want to say two of my coworkers behind the cash wrap. And this woman came up to us and said, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is the idea she said. She said she was very upset and like angry and annoyed with us or with the store itself, like us. Not us particularly because we didn't do anything because we were like back behind the cash wrap to ring. But she came up to us to complain about not being helped. She complained that she was not getting any help. She's like, I circled the store for like a good, let's say half hour, maybe about a half hour, good whatever amount of minutes it was. She said she circled the store many times, looking around, needed help, and nobody, I don't know why I keep doing this, I'm funny, nobody offered her any help. And we were like, oh no. Like that's just how we were. Like, you know, a lot of the girls that I worked with, I feel were like a lot like me, and I think that's why we got along so well, was that they were a lot like me. Like we're very similar personalities. So like, or, you know, we were very, I feel like a lot of the girls I worked with, especially the seasoned ones, and I would consider seasoned, they were like really, really excellent customer service. So like, if they were on the floor, they would totally help you out, but they weren't. So, because we were stationed or whatever you want to call it at the cash wrap to ring as needed. So that's what we were. So I'm like, let me get the manager for you and she'll help you. Like, let me call the manager. So I paged the manager that was on duty. Yeah, this is like a total Karen story. But total Karen story, just saying. Let's call the manager Betty. So I called Betty. Betty came over and she's like, she came up to me and she's like, LuLu. No, that's not really my real name. LuLu, what's up? You know, what's going on? Who needed help? And I was like, oh, the lady over there, she said that she's been circling the store. She's been circling the store. I wasn't laughing, but like, I was like, the customer said she's been circling the store and she needs help and no one's offered her any help and she's very upset. And she complained. So Betty was like, oh no. Like, for all like, oh no. It was like, well, she probably didn't say oh no, but like, you know what I mean? Betty's like, okay, let me go. I'll go talk to her. So Betty goes to the customer and she's like, hi, how can I help you? And the customer like told her the story again. And Betty was like straight on, flat out, I could not believe it. And then I was like, this is why I love you, Betty. And then me and my coworkers were like, this is why we love you, Betty. I could not. I flat out could not believe what she said. Oh my God. To us directly, like me and my girls, my coworkers, and also to the customer. She flat out told the customer in the most polite, respectful way, but she was dead honest. Oh my God, I cannot. It was just so funny. Betty said to the customer, and I'm paraphrasing again, paraphrasing again. I saw you in the store and I said hello and I asked you if you needed any help, but you didn't answer me. I could not. Betty, oh my God, I love you. You are a dog. Not like that though. No, she's not a dog, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I could not believe it. I'm like, I cannot believe Betty just said that to the customer. Oh my God. I saw you, I said hello, and I asked you if you needed any help, and you didn't answer me. basically saying like, bitch, you ignored me. I offered you help. But you didn't say, bitch, I said hello to you, I greeted you, and I asked you if you needed help, and you didn't answer me, you ignored me. So I don't know how that lady felt, but she was probably like taken a little back, like dumbfounded. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Betty, I mean, no, I'm not pretty sure. Betty wound up helping her with whatever she needed. I'm pretty sure the lady bought something, at least one thing. But it was like another awkward situation because Betty did offer the lady assistance and she just, for whatever reason, wasn't paying attention, I guess. And all this time thought no one offered her any help, but meanwhile Betty did. And then Betty told us the story, like me and my coworkers directly, and she's like, she ignored me, I did offer her help. It was so funny. So then the next story is also kind of funny, you know, if you work in retail and stuff, or just funny if you think it's funny. So, this was a time when I was working at Walgreens and I was a lead cashier. I was there for a while. And one of my departments that I was responsible for, let me tell you a side note, I was recognized for, on many occasions, I can't speak sometimes, I was recognized on many occasions for a long period of time throughout my career at Walgreens for being the stockroom star, nominated by my manager and also our managers, whoever I worked with throughout my career there, as well as the regional manager or managers, because throughout my career there were various managers of, you know, the regional managers too, and a lot of them had recognized me as the stockroom star because I was very organized. I was very good at my inventory and packing out products and making sure that like we're, you know, everything's being sold. I'm really good at like selling stuff. I'm really good at sales. That I know. Like I'm really good at sales. Thanks to my mom and my dad. I feel like it runs in my blood. I come from a very sales business oriented family. Throughout my family, we're very good at sales. My dad owned his own business. My mom owned, I don't know why I keep telling like this. My mom also owned a business herself for a while. And so I come from a family of entrepreneurs and like mad good salespeople. So I feel like I'm really good at sales. It's just one of my strengths when I work is sales. And I find that, and even in my last job, I've even said to my manager, and my manager also said to my coworkers and I and whatever, like, the big thing about me and him and anybody else that I worked with that got it is that if it's not out on the floor, it's not going to sell. It's not selling if it's back in the back room or the stock room, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're at, because there's always different terminology and lingo, depending on where you're working. But my big thing is, if it's sitting in the back room collecting dust, one, you're not making money, and two, it's not going to be sold. So you better like throw that stuff out there. This one time, I'm getting off tangent. I was working at Walgreens and I was doing a reset in the candy aisle, which was one of my departments. It was my most, like, they called me the candy girl, like especially the older people that I'd worked with that were like, both of them were let go during my time there. One was stealing and the other one got screwed, I feel personally, by the assistant manager I've been about to tell you about. He's not a good guy, not at all. And I'm the kind of person where like, I try to like everybody. I try to like you from the get-go. I like you from the start until you do something wrong. Uh-oh, Daniel's coming home.
No.
I'm filming.
Oh, sorry.
I'm almost done with my story, so, well. I don't know. actually too. It smells, by the way. So this assistant manager, we're gonna name him Dean. Ironically, Dean now works at the Walgreens near where we live, and I try to ignore him. He tries to ignore me too. I have not communicated with him at all. I try to avoid him. I tell one of the dudes that I'm still friends with, one of the young guys that I'm still friends with. The only person, him and then the woman that got screwed, besides me, by them, somebody there. Me and this young guy though that I'm still friends with, I'm not gonna tell his name because he's like my brother from another, and we have this like friendship, you know, where like he's like my brother, and every once in a while I even influenced him to work at a bank. He moved on from Walgreens to the bank. I'm so proud of him. But anyway, so we both, you know, like I'll hit him up every now and then just to like see how he's doing, you know, best wishes and all that good stuff. Like, how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Like, when things are doing good, I tell him things are doing good. When things are not doing good, I tell him things are not doing good, and vice versa. Like, he's like my brother. Like, every once in a while I check up on him, and like, you know, we don't hang out. But I mean, he was one of the people that helped us when we moved to our apartment now. Him and this other dude that we used to work with, that he's best friends with, like, you know, and like word got out that we had hung out that one time. We weren't really hanging out. They helped me move. Like, rather than hiring people from like a moving company, because we were just moving from like one part of town to the next part of town, like not that far from each other. I was like, let me see if I can get some of the guys from work, and not tell like, you know, and the word got around them, and it was like they saw it as like, you can't, if you're a manager, you can't hang out with the other employees. And I'm like, they just helped us move, and Daniel paid him, and he offered to pay the other dude, but the other dude wouldn't take the money. But anyway, I don't care. Like, these kids are cool. Like, they're in their 20s, young guys, looking to make some. Oh, the one guy didn't want to make it. He didn't want the money. I wound up buying him chocolates down the road when we had a sale on chocolates at Walgreens, because I was a candy lady. But that was one of my departments. So one time I was doing this reset in the candy aisle. I had like my big candy roll around, like it. Well, my last job they called it a roll around or something. So it was like my big cart with all the candies on it, and then I had like this little cart, which we also had at my last job too, like these little carts with like the fixtures and things and the candies and my planograms and everything, like all the stuff that I was working with to like reset the area and the aisle that I needed to reset. So like over the weekend. And Dean, the assistant manager at the time, was not my boss. My boss was the store manager, like the general manager or whatever they called it at Walgreens. Dean was not my boss. I mean, he can give me things to do maybe, but I don't, but like then I was told by other shift leads, like, I was a shift lead, I mean, you know, like another shift leads that I'd worked with told me, you don't have to like, do anything he tells you to do. You could say no if you want to. But like, I'm the kind of person, like, I'm not going to say no. Like, I try to be as cooperative as possible. So, but anyway, so Dean yelled at me. Like, maybe not yelled at me. Kind of, yeah. He like scolded me because I had my stuff, like, my carts and things. Like, he could have said it in a much nicer way, but he didn't. He basically told me to like move the stuff, but the way he told me to move the stuff, because it was kind of in the way, and I get that, because it was, but he could have said it in a much nicer way, and he didn't. And this customer overheard the way he spoke to me, and she came up to me and she was like, oh my god, is that guy your manager? And I was like, no, he's the assistant manager. My manager is the store manager. She's not here right now, or whoever it was at the time. I think it was Mary, the woman, yeah. But I was like, no, Dean's not my manager. He's just the assistant manager. And she's like, what a jerk off. I kid you not. She called him a jerk off. And it was so funny. And she was like, I didn't like the way he spoke to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're so helpful. You helped my mother. All right, I'll tell you the little backstory. You helped my mother shopping. I saw you. You were so good with her. You were so patient and all this other good stuff. Like, really, like, praising me and commending me for being so good with her elderly mother because she saw me. She, like, witnessed everything. It's the guy, when Dean scolded me, to the point when I helped her mother with her shopping. So this woman, a middle-aged woman, was shopping with her elderly mother. I had no idea this old lady that I helped prior to being scolded. Like, you know, like if I had my projects to do, I would work on my projects, but a lot of times I got pulled away from doing projects, which is natural when you're working in retail because there's people shopping, the customers come first. And this old lady approached me, you know, like, you know, old people, they have their shopping carts because, like, it's easier for them to, like, move and, like, lean on. So this old lady had a shopping cart, and she either looked like she needed help or she asked me if I could help her. And, of course, I did. And I gave her, like, the utmost best customer service I could. And she needed help shopping around for a few things. So I walked with her and I helped her find the things that she needed. So I didn't realize she was shopping with her her daughter. I had no idea. I didn't think of anything except like, oh, this lady needs help. Let me help her. So the daughter, when she approached me, she shared with me how nice I was with her mother and how helpful and everything. And I was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, she is really nice, or I don't know what I said, something professional, but like, you know, thank you, yeah, like whatever. And so Dean, a couple of minutes after this, saw the woman, and he's like, hi, how are you? Can I help you find anything? And the lady said, no, I don't want your help. I saw the way that you talked to that girl, and that was so not right. Blah, 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 blah. You were so nasty to her. I don't want your help. You know, one of those. And I wish that lady wrote a good review on me because she never did. But she was so nice. And then, like, the couple times I think I saw her after that, she was still really nice. And I liked her. Like, I wish she had come in more, but or whatever. She was so nice to me, and like that really made me feel good because she recognized me for the good work that I did that day, or at least with her mother. And you know, me and my friend are not alone in thinking this guy's like a douchebag, but he is. I think so, at least, and my friend do. We both do. But that's my little story time story. I hope you enjoyed my stories. If you have any like video ideas or suggestions, or you want to hear more work related stories or any other kinds of stories, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, LuLu Live, up there where it says subscribe, or is it up here? I don't remember. Where it says, I think it's like here, you subscribe to my channel. Like it if you like my video, dislike it if you don't like it. You're entitled to like or dislike, I mean, really. Leave the comments, click on the notification bell up there to be alerted every time I post a new video, including this one. Thank you again, and I will see you all soon.